All right, Alex and Isabella. Of course, we're going to start here with the review of 2.1, reviewing what we did yesterday, some practice. But we want to always review our target here, the thing we're trying to learn out of this. Solve equations when an addend, the things you're adding together, is 0, right? This is what we did yesterday. One of the things we're adding is a 0. Not very hard. Go ahead to pause the video, finish this page. All right, we had a similar question yesterday. Find each sum, then think, what do you notice? 7 plus 0, what's that? 0 plus 7, what's that? What do you notice that's the same? What do you notice that's different? All right, logic. This is similar to yesterday's penguin question. There are 8 students in all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 students are outside the museum. How many students are inside the museum? That's the question to answer there. Number 9, there are no seals on the shore. So if it helps, go ahead and draw, a little beach. Maybe add some water, some sand, or some rocks. Seals like to live where it's rocky a lot of the time. No seals on the shore. Then 10 seals swim to shore. How many seals are on the shore now? So we can also fill this in here on our little domino. One side has none, and then the other side for dots will have 10. How many altogether? Then here, review, all you need to do is write how many goldfish are in the bowl. Put it on the line right there. And now, with 2.2, we're actually doing 2 things here. We might be subtracting 0, so maybe having 4 minus 0. Or we might be subtracting all. So we might be saying 4 minus all 4. So our target here is pretty similar to our title. Subtract 0 and subtract all. So this says use linking cubes to model the story. Go ahead to draw circles to model the story. There are 5 beavers on the log. Go ahead and just put a circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 beavers. Hang on. None of the beavers leave. How many beavers are left? Now let's come down to the bottom of the page. There are 5 beavers on the log. You've got them drawn up there already, right? All of the beavers leave. So go ahead and put X's through all of those beavers because they all leave, and then write how many beavers are left. Again, Alex and Isabella, pause the video anytime you need to be able to catch up with me. Here's Newton the dog. Do you see 3 helicopters? How many go up into the air? None of them go up into the air. How many are left on the ground? All 3 of them. When you subtract 0 from a number, the difference, that means your answer here, is the number. Here, 3 were on the ground. 3 go up into the air. That leaves 0 on the ground. Descartes the cat says when you subtract a number from itself, the difference is 0. Use the picture to write an equation, right? 2 on the ground, none go up into the air. How many are left on the ground? 2 were on the ground. How many are up in the air now? None are left on the ground. Use the same procedure for 3 and 4. Again here, this is the beavers. See the beavers on the beaver dam that they've built? How many beavers? None go in the water. How many are still on the dam? Here, how many beavers? How many of them went into the water because none of them are still on the dam? Starting with 7 and 8, you guys are just doing it yourself without a picture. Now, in number 11, do you see we are going to be filling in the equation. And then do you see these 3 empty spaces? We're going to use these words to fill in the 3 empty spaces. So let's come up to the subtraction equation first. 4 minus what is 4? What do you take away from 4 to end up with 4? Could you take away 3? Could you take away 2? Could you take away 1? I don't know. Could you try to take away 7? What do you take away to end up with 4? Now, our words over here are difference. Remember, the difference is pretty much the answer you get when you subtract 2 numbers. It's not exactly right, but that's a good way to try to understand it to begin with. Number, you know what a number is, right? And subtract. So when you 0 from a number, so you're going to choose difference number or subtract to go where? There. The is that So what I would say is try out different things and see what makes sense. Could you put difference here? When you difference 0 from a number, does that make sense? Could you put number here? When you number 0 from a number, does that make sense? Could you put subtract here? When you subtract 0 from a number? So try out different words, see what you can figure out there. Our last page for today now. Coming up right here. Now we're actually having a story we got to think through. Your friend has 7 pennies. Do you see right here? That says draw a picture. So go ahead and draw 7 pennies. You have 7 fewer pennies than your friend. How many do you have? Go ahead, write that here. And what subtraction equation would go with that story? Down here, you have 6 pieces of chalk, like we write on the sidewalk. You give all of your chalk to your friend. How many pieces do you have left? So go ahead and draw maybe 6 little rectangles here to be your 6 pieces of chalk. You give all of them to your friend. What subtraction equation would that be? How many pieces of chalk do you have left?